Hey guys, Eric here from Candidate.Coach, and I'm here to talk to you today about online MBA fairs. As someone who's been recruiting for many years, I can assure you that these tips will help you make the best impression on the admissions reps. I'm about to give you 8 tips today to make sure you have a successful MBA event and find the right program for you while you're making connections from behind your computer screen. As you probably know, since COVID hit, most of the MBA fair providers have started to move most of their events, or if not all, to exclusively online platforms, which present their own unique challenges, and is exactly why I'm making this video for you today. Of course, you still want to make as strong first impression as possible with recruiters and get the most out of these events, so you'll ultimately find and get into the top MBA of your choice. So here are my top 8 tips for you. Number 1, do your homework. Before the event even happens, weeks before, you'll be able to log into the platform and see all the participating schools. And there, you'll usually be able to find information about the school itself and the program that they're offering. But beyond that, you want to go deeper. Go to the school's website and see all the main points about the program. In fact, the smart thing to do would be to create a spreadsheet with one line for each school and columns for each of the key basic aspects of the program, such as tuition, location of the school, the number of years professional experience that's required, as well as the average age of the students, average class size, average GMAT score that you'll need to hit, as well as maybe some specializations that the program offers and any kind of scholarship opportunities. With this groundwork done, you'll be in a great position, and honestly, you'll impress the recruiter that you're speaking with and be miles ahead of so many people that have not bothered to do this. So with just this one tip alone, you'll already be in a good place. Number 2, don't limit yourself to just the schools you already know. There are loads of schools out there, some of which you perhaps never even heard of, that in the end might even be the perfect fit for you. Try to keep an open mind. It's a hugely common mistake for people researching MBA programs out there to be too limiting too early in the game. At this point, when you're going to events and fairs, you want to be as open-minded as possible, talk to as many people as possible, and really see what's out there before you start narrowing down your choices. Unfortunately, a lot of people will start only considering schools that are either top ranked or those that are based in certain countries. And honestly, rankings only give a limited scope of the program's strength. They aren't always the best way to tell you that you'll have a quality MBA experience, nor that you'll get a great paying job post MBA. And as far as countries, you might even be surprised that a country you've never considered before might be the best location for you to do your MBA and to live and work in afterwards. So try to keep an open mind. Number 3, you want to update your CV or resume, as you call it, and upload it to the online platform. And the same goes for your LinkedIn profile. Most of these MBA fair providers allow you to upload these things during your registration process. And they're hugely important, not only for recruiters to be able to get a sense of your experiences, but also for you to make a strong impression as a candidate who's organized and professional. By the way, you want to make sure that your contact information is up to date so recruiters can get in touch and follow up with you after the event is over. Which brings me to tip number 4. You want to use the same email address on your CV or resume as you do when registering for any of the MBA events. Reason being, each of the business schools work off of databases that they'll receive from the event providers after the event, and they're usually based on email address. If you use different emails on your CV than you used to register for the event, they'll think you're probably 2 different people, and that means you'll be getting marketing materials and campaigns all the time from everyone twice, at least. So do yourself a favor and choose just one email that you're going to use for all of your MBA research needs. You might even want to make one up just for your MBA research purposes, and then brand yourself on your CV and the event registration with that same email address. Number 5, and this is super important, even though it's obvious, make sure you have a strong internet connection. I think we all know that there is nothing more frustrating when you have an online meeting with choppy sound or video. If you can't guarantee a strong internet connection at home, maybe book a space at a library or a hotel just to be sure that you have a strong connection and make those meetings more enjoyable. Number 6, prep your questions. This is kind of a research one too, a homework thing. You want to go into each MBA meeting treating it like an interview. Even though this is not your official interview, let's be honest, all the recruiters and admissions reps are making notes on their first impressions of you as to whether or not they think you'll be a strong candidate. So go into that meeting prepared. If the meeting doesn't have a video and will just be in text format, then you may want to prepare an introductory message, like a mini elevator pitch that you can copy and paste and send to each recruiter as you start the conversation with them, as well as you can do the same for all of your questions and phrases that you might be using over and over. It'll save you the time and frustration of typing everything out each time again and again. Prep your questions in advance, whether video or not. Number 7, Dress the part. If your virtual fair has a video component, and most of them do at this point, then the recruiters and admissions reps will surely have a very clear first impression of you. Of course, you want to dress as if you're going to an interview, at least business casual. I mean, what I'm wearing right now is a good example. It's fine. In no way should you be wearing jeans and a hoodie for these meetings. I mean, people will definitely take notice. You want to dress the part, treat it like a professional interaction. And even if there's not going to be a video during your virtual MBA fair, you might still consider dressing like you are going to a meeting. It does sort of help keep your head on your A game so you're sharp and focused and have a great meeting. Number 8, be engaged. One of the most valuable things about meeting recruiters and admissions reps at MBA events is making those connections. And moving these events to an online platform, as I said, can be a little bit more challenging. So in order to make a good first impression, on the school reps, so they'll work their hardest for you, make the effort to be as engaged in the conversation as possible, just as if you were there in person. Smile, be attentive facing the screen, and if you are taking notes, make sure it doesn't distract too much from the conversation. Want to be present, be there, be engaged, and have that impact on those admissions reps and recruiters you're going to meet. That's enough for me. I hope you found these 8 tips for attending a virtual MBA fair useful. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below for more helpful videos that will make you successful. And for more great stuff, go to www.candidate.coach. Best of luck to you and have a great MBA event.